Fight man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
Canelo.
So when can we get something going on?
Oh man. Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Big fan.
Thank you.
What's up, though?
I know that.
When can we make it happen? What do you think?
Man, you fight with nobody. Hey, you are a champion, but I do. What? Hey, you fight with nobody, man. You won you won the bet with nobody. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Please, get the fuck out of here, man. It's my night. Who I'm fighting? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck you. Talk to my dealer. Fuck you.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you up right now. Oh, this guy. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Hey.
Hey, you got guys, please.
Hey, you're a horrible fighter, man. You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter. Horrible fighter. Horrible fighter.
Okay, next question.
Just payday. You want payday. I know that.
Watch your mouth, bro. Watch your mouth. When I see you, it's on.
Yeah.
All right, you heard that was Demetrius Andrade crashing the Canelo Alvarez press conference. He did one thing wrong. Lara got it right. Can't really. I think maybe Canelo had beat Alfredo Bulo maybe. But let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment button, share the video. And Lara, I guess it wasn't that many people in the press room when he beat Alfredo Angulo. I think that's the fight. And Lara went up to the podium and got next to him and started talking shit. Obviously, I misheard it wrong when I first heard it. I just woke up. And I thought Demetrius Andrade said, "Who you fought?" And Canelo started laughing. "What do you mean who I fought?" But he said, "Who did Rocky Fielding fight?" You know, and he's right. Canelo Alvarez, man. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment if you haven't. Share the video. Want to make a donation, just share the video for your boy. But Cash App is in the description. CJ Good 313. PayPal link there as well too. And that's a factual question. Like, who did Callum Smith and Rocky Fielding fight? He said, "You fight nobody. You fight nobody." But who did fucking Rocky Fielding and Callum Smith fight? Honestly, man, and ultimately, like I said about Canelo, man, cherry picker. He thought Billy Joe, was gonna be an easy fight. He was crying and complaining. People say, "Well, Billy Joe didn't punch. He didn't punch a lot." But Billy Joe got his face limped up. You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe landed more upper body shots. I don't care what BoxRec said. Most of those Canelo fights punches was getting caught and rolled. But like I said before, he never fought Demetrius Andrade. He ain't fighting them niggas. The only reason he fighting Caleb Plant is because Caleb Plant he's green. He hasn't had to go through fire. Uzataki took him through a little bit of fire, but he hadn't had to go through that hot flame. And that's why he gonna fight Caleb Plant. It's an easy fight. Had David Benavidez, held that belt at WBC, he wouldn't be speaking undisputed. Had Billy Joe and Canelo had fought, he wouldn't be fighting Billy Joe for the WBO belt. He probably fight Demetrius Andrade for the WBO belt. And that's facts. And his fans, they can act like his shit don't stink, but for a fact is, why wouldn't you fight Demetrius Andrade? You avoid him at 54. That's a fact. At 54, Demetrius Andrade had that belt. He didn't want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He stayed at 55. As soon as Demetrius Andrade got stripped of the 54-pound belt, he came back down from 55 to 54 to fight Liam Smith after he beat Liam Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, who did Rocky Fielding beat to deserve a Canelo fight? Who did Julio Cesar Chavez beat in the last few years to develop a Canelo fight? Who did Callum Smith do to fight a Canelo fight? What did Danny Jacobs do? He did have a belt, so I'll give him that. And as simple as that, Canelo's a fraud. I've been telling y'all that. Canelo ain't trying to fight no motherfucker that move, and he said Demetrius Andrade terrible. If he terrible, fight him. Fight him. That's the problem with boxing, man. When you got the leader, quote unquote, Canelo Alvarez fighting any cherry picking, you know, people gonna do what he do. Demetrius Andrade should just rush up to that podium. Like, I got his seat up there. He should have went to him and punched him in or pushed him in his fucking chest. You know, when these dudes get in the ring with Canelo and they start punching like bitches. You know, they start, you know, and he ain't hard to hit, bro, at all. If you know what you're doing. You ain't talking about who he fought. Vines Massarosi better than anything that Cal Smith fought or Rocky Fielding. Let's start up there. If he fought Jermell Charlo and beat him, he said, who he fought? It's to the point where, after last night when Canelo almost lost to a B- fighter or a C+ fighter, he was losing that fight, He was losing that fight, bro. A lot of people had Billy Joe up one. I think I had it even. A lot of people, Stupid monitor. You know, a lot of people had Billy Joe up or have it even. And one of my boys was at the ring, he was no way. It was, you know, he was, man. Canelo couldn't hit him. Even though Billy Joe kept leaning down to the same way, it took Canelo 8 rounds to land that uppercut. It took him 8 rounds to land the uppercut. And when you land it, you know, it is what it is. First shot he landed on Billy Joe Saunders to the head, he folded. The first shot, a lot of those shots he was hitting Billy Joe with, he was rolling them, catching them. He struggled. When you see a motherfucker playing to the ref, he in trouble. And Canelo, that's a performance that just lets you know that they haven't improved. And I'll talk about it later. But for Demetrius Andrade, man, he should have went in there, should have went to grab his wife and get that bitch a kiss. That's what he should have did. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo ain't the best fighter in the world, bro. Real talk. You talking about technical skills, man? Give me Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Anuyuwa, Lomachenko over him. Just talking about pure skill, not winning loss records. Who else we got? I think Sean Porter a better fighter than him, honestly. If you want to be real, Sean Porter make every fight close, but Canelo, every time he step up, every fight is close. Come on, man. Canelo can't, you know, skill for skill. I think Sean right there with him. Sean got faster hand speed, faster foot speed, you know, aggressive. Like I said, he ain't one of this, man. I know 20 fighters right now more skilled than him. But they just go in there and lay down for Canelo. You know why? Canelo throw the same. He can't hit a moving target. He better thank God Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and, you know, or Jerron Ennis and 168 pounders. And 168-pound division ain't even a real fucking division. It's a catchweight division. It was historically it was a European division before Americans started. Really, Andre Ward took it to an American division because yeah, Roy Jones and James Toney did fight there, but it wasn't as mainstream because the Europeans wouldn't fight the Americans. You know, they did actually did fight Gerald McClellan. I think that was at 68, but for the most part, until Andre Ward jumped in that tournament, that's when people started really recognizing that division. That division was treated like cruiserweight. You jump over it. When Bernard's first fight was there, he did jump over it, or you know. He was willing to go overseas and fight some of those guys. And Andre Ward took that division to American notoriety. When he won that tournament, then you start to see guys start going in there and making a home, American guys. But that division, it's a catchweight division. That's what it is. You don't get no love. 60, 47, 35, you know, think featherweight. Those the real divisions. Honestly. And he can sit there and act like he the Don Dada. He can talk to Demetrius Andrade in English, which we already knew he knew English, and say all that. But at the end of the day, you know, every fight you fought versus an upper echelon opponent, if it was Cotto, Trout, Lara, Triple G, you lost. There's multiple ways to beat Canelo. It's multiple ways to beat. Push that bitch back. He can't do nothing. Triple G had the right idea in the first fight, but he was scared to put his chin on the line. You know, we talking about guys later on live tomorrow, but Triple G had the right idea. Some guys like Demetrius Andrade, you know, not Demetrius, but Jamal and David Benavidez can handle. Smooth ain't that good, bro. All Billy Joe had to do was stop leaning down. No, instead of leaning down for the uppercut, he took 8 rounds and landed. Instead of leaning down for the uppercut, get out of range. Because you got to be in range for an uppercut. And Canelo going to load up on it. And ultimately, You know, Billy Joe Saunders is a C plus fighter with a C minus motherfucking resume. He wasn't the real slick black fighter. Maybe his defense on Tevin Farmer level, maybe. But you put him in there with some guys that really can do it. We're gonna see, man. But we know we won't see those fights, and he won't fight Demetrius Andrade. Like I said, he dug Demetrius Andrade at 154. He dug Jim. Why didn't he go for undisputed at 60? He had the WBC, had the WBA, Super WBA. He had the IBF. Ask yourself that. He had all 3 major belts. Why didn't he just go get the extra belt for Demetrius Andrade? That's facts. Why didn't he go get it? And I got the same energy for Jamal Charlo. You ain't never unified a belt. Never unified a belt. Why won't you go unify with Demetrius Andrade? I keep the same standard for each fighter, bro. Unless there's serious excuse or something that nature. I keep the same energy for each fighter. Same energy for each fighter, bro. All you had to do is get one more belt. Now, if David Benavidez held his belt, right? Caleb Plant held his belt. Callum Smith held his belt. Let's say I forget who had the belt before Billy Joe. But Billy Joe held his belt. I think somebody moved up. Would he want to go get undisputed at 168 pounds? No. We wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation. He should never fought for the Bacon WBC. That was some bullshit. He never had the real middleweight WBC. Because he didn't want to fight Jamal Charlo. He sent him an offer. I know it's $15 million, but I knew that offer probably had stipulations in it. Come on, man. Acting like this, man. This nigga, if he's black, man, we won't have this conversation. Everything we saying about him, they be saying. And ain't no telling what stipulations he put on Billy Joe. Maybe he didn't put no weight stipulation on Billy Joe. But Billy Joe ate them body shots. And ultimately, and Billy Joe really, he was parrying them body shots. Honestly. But hey. Oh, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, video question. All my social media subscription. Fast way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. My Facebook group link there as well too. All links there. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description as well too. Best way to donate, share the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. Solid win last night, but he was struggling like a fish in water. One time for the one time. Peace.